When I think about this area is it is about wildfire risk reduction. And so what does that mean? As a community forest, we have this ability, we have a tenure that allows us to do fuel reductions through harvest activities. And so we're very lucky. We can cut some trees down and sell them on the open market. And that helps pay for some of the costs of doing all this work, because it's very involved. It takes a lot of engagement with Indigenous groups, with community members, stakeholders, government agencies, just trying to find grant applications for different programs that run through the province and the federal government as well. So it's quite complex. And I think, again, we have the advantage of having a great team of expertise and specialists, forest professionals that can really go through the process and navigate, a community through ultimately something that's going to help protect their community and make people safe. And we're standing in one of our cut blocks as a community forest that we planned and prescribed back in 2015, 2016, in that era. And so what we did is we logged a whole bunch of dead lodgepole pine that had been impacted by mountain pine beetle. And then we retained a lot of the Douglas fir that was in here, with that idea that, maybe we're going to need this one day as a buffer to the community from the threat of wildfire. And so that's actually how it played out. We had gone through and cleaned up all the dead pine. We'd already planted the area with some Douglas fir and some pine, and we did lose our plantation in the fire. But I guess the good news story is that there was no crown fire event here, because there was no crown for the fire to operate in. And so it was integrated with our fuel management reduction and treatment areas. And so it was a combination of the treated areas with our harvest operations as a community forest. And then it was all acting as a good buffer for the fire crews as they were trying to protect the community. If we just go to Fire Basics 101, there's the fire triangle: heat, fuel, and oxygen. And where we see our opportunity as forest professionals and wildfire specialists is we can treat the fuels. That's our easiest win. And so what we're trying to do here is just modify fuel, which is a reflection of fire behavior. So in here, what we've done is we've actually thinned it out. We did some spacing and we opened up the canopy a bit. We also did some pruning. So we got rid of what we call ladder fuels, and that's what allows the fire to go from the ground up into the crown. And then we also got rid of surface fuels. So as we were spacing and pruning, and we call it pick up sticks. So we just picked up sticks, and some of them we removed from the site. Most in this area were piled and burnt on site, smaller diameter. It absolutely changes the fire behavior and fire intensity. So you have less fuel that's available to burn, and ultimately it's gonna keep the fire on the ground. We just don't want a crown fire coming at our community, and just keep it safe that way. We're really fortunate here. We had these treated areas all around our community, and what BC Wildfire Service was able to do is come in here very safely to do a controlled ignition. So it was a planned ignition. I believe they used drip torches here, and the head fire was coming from the north, coming towards the community, and they were able to ignite on the south of that, and their ignition went through all this area where we're standing today, through our treated area and into the head fire itself. So it really just took care of the fuel and stopped the fire from coming into the community.